if you want any question and maybe any in your mind, so please text in group in the chat window. And in Imtiaz, we also have option to give camera access or mic access to everyone. So if anyone is willing to speak something, please text in chat, and Imtiaz will allow you mic access. Here, you need to enable on the baby, so you
Yeah.
can directly ask and share
Yeah.
something with
Sure.
you.
Thank
Well, so let me share my screen. Thank you very much, everyone, once again for your time today. Okay, so yeah, I hope my screen is now visible. Once again, thank you to both group leaders for having me today. As per our agenda, let's go with some basic of flows, and we are also planning, like as Imtiaz told me earlier, we'll discuss some basic of flow today, and then we'll plan some upcoming series as
Hello, Om. 1 minute. I think somehow you have been muted. We cannot hear you.
somehow
Yeah.
I was muted.
Yeah.
Now
Thanks.
good.
Fine now. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much for reminding me. Well, so can you please remind me when are you went on mute? No worry.
I think
I
from here. Yeah, you can start from here. Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how, but yeah. So yes, I was telling about me. Like I am Om Prakash. I'm a Salesforce MVP. You can connect with me on this social media as well as on this Trailblazer profile. This is my Trailblazer profile. As per agenda, our session is Lightning Flow. Now you all know called as a Salesforce Flow. So today our goal is to start from very basic so that it will helpful for beginner as well. Okay, so I don't have slide today because I wanted to let's make it in some practical way. We'll create some variable, we'll create some screen and other elements, and then we'll discuss in details. Okay, so before we go with some practical steps, when we say flow builder and lightning flow, like Salesforce flow, so there is some terminology. Okay, so we are going to build flow with help of flow builder. And what is flow? So flow is helpful for us for automate our business use case, create some functionality, create some automation, create some screen without writing any piece of code. So yes, we are going to create a flow with help of flow builder and flow and process builder. Both are part of one product that's called Lightning Flow, Salesforce Flow. Means we are going to learn how to build flow, how to create flow with help of flow builder, and this flow is part of Salesforce flow. Okay, so it was some basic terminology. For creating your first flow, click on setup. I'm already here. Then flows. Yes, I clicked. new flow, and now we need to choose which type of flow we are going to create. Okay, means as I told, we are going to build something without coding. It is very helpful for admin as well as for developer. For developer, you need to take a call. Okay, we need to write some piece of code, or we can do that thing without writing piece of code with help of flow. So on the main primary level, on the base level, if we say we are going to build flow, then it might possible we are going to create some flow which will accept input from users. User will type something, user will enter some data, and then we will process that data, will save that records, will create our logic in flow. Means we are going to take input, then we'll choose screen flow. Screen means we are going to show some screen to our end users. Record triggered flow. Many of you already familiar with process builder. Yes, like what happened when the record is going to create, or maybe we are going to edit some record. Also, we are going to delete some record, and we want some automation. Then we need to think for record triggered flow. Here, the main learning is, many of you are already familiar with earlier. Okay, we have when record will created, when record will updated, then triggered flow will fire. We also have option like, okay, when record will deleted, then record triggered flow will launched, and we can automate some process. Similarly, if you have to like automate some job in future, you need, okay, on this specific time, I want some specific action. You can go with schedule triggered flow option. If you want, okay, if in your org, if you have implemented a platform event and you want, okay, when like, one event is received and you want to launch, then go with platform event. Auto launch, many of you have used flow, like called flow from process builder. That option is still available. So now if you are going to call your flow directly from process builder, or maybe from the Apex, from REST API, then you can choose auto launched flow. So today we are going to learn basic of screen flow, and then as per time we will move on record triggered flow with some use cases. I will discuss in more details with some various type of use cases. So now let's think one use case, and I would love to see some chat if you think, okay, anything, maybe let me once again, maybe any specific questions or anything. I love hearing. So now audible. Okay, thank you. Now let's think one use case, very basic use case, by the way. What I want, I am here. Suppose I am on home. Okay, so I want the user is on home. Add one component here, one flow here. We are in terms of flow. So give some option here. Like user will enter some input directly here. Like maybe we have to create a new lead. Then we can enter last name, company name, and some other fields directly from here, and create a lead record, as well as create one new task. Means we have to create two records, or maybe more than two types of 3 records, 4 records, and we need to give one screen. So here we'll think, okay, we can create one flow, and we will take input from user via flow, and we can create multiple records from flow. Similarly, if you have some use case, okay, some parent-child relation, and you are going to give your user like multiple screen, next, okay, enter the info of parent, next, then enter the info of child, next. Like you need a multi-screen, then go ahead with the flow. So I'm going to show you a basic demo for the first use case. Like let's add one screen here on this page, home page, and we take input from user, enter the lead info, and we'll create one lead, as well as at the same time we'll create one task related to that lead. So we decided ki, okay, we'll go with the screen flow because user needs some screen. So here choose screen flow. Next, as of now, go with preform. This is auto layout, like it will automatically position your elements. You can try. I'm going with this one. So on the first thing, what we need to take input from user, means we need some screen. So here you can see in the left side, we have toolbox and we have multiple elements. We have screen. The same thing we are talking about. You can drag one screen, like one page. On the screen, add multiple things, maybe name, phone type, different input type. You can drag directly from here. It's a screen. Action. In action, you can see, maybe let me go on the task, and here different action. Maybe change the date on task, create new task, log a call, and different actions. You can actually access those actions from here. You can also create your own custom actions, like in the Apex class. You can also create your Apex methods, and you can directly call those Apex method from flow. That will also available inside the action. Subflow. Generally, what happen, like if you have flow, and there is some repeat work, like module wise work, then we create one subflow. Like one flow can be called from different flow. So yeah, let's create one flow and call that flow from different flows. That's here subflow. You can see in the logic, assignment, decision, loop. If you are from programming, then you can easily understand, okay, assignment is something when we need to assign value of variable A to variable B. Is the assignment. You need to assign the some field, like maybe lead last name equal to something, then use the assignment. Decision, and if you need to check, okay, if this condition satisfied, then go to different element. If satisfies my criteria is not satisfied, then go to different element. We'll see it very soon. Like if else, if you are from programming background, you can understand if you are going to if else, then you can choose if else. But nobody, if you're not from programming, of course you can easily understand simply assignment is something. Here in the left side we have one variable, maybe name, and here name equal to, we're going to give some value, its value coming from some other variable. So now what is variable? I'm assuming going on base level. So variable is just a container. So I need to hold a first name, then I will create one variable first name, and I will put that value in the first name. Loop, again, when we have multiple elements, like suppose I am talking key, I am going to create one lead record, then loop is not required. But just think, if we have 10 records and we need to check some criteria on each record, then we need a loop, because we have one variable where all 10 record will be there, one collection variable, one list variable. So when in our flow we have some collection, when we have collection variable, then we use loop elements to take one by one elements from the collection and check some condition, or maybe assign some value to individual record, individual elements. So that is loop will use later. And in the data, DML, like what we do with data, either we create the record, we update the record, we delete the record, or we find the record. In DML, create, update, delete, and additionally we have get record. I know the name is Om Prakash. I need to find the lead record, then I will choose get record. And now I'm coming on our requirement, our demo. I need to drag one screen. So simply screen and drag it here. It will open, it will ask you label. Give a label, welcome screen. You can choose some meaningful label. So for me, it's welcome screen. Okay. You can give like, okay, additional info. And what I want on this screen, I want the user can enter last name and company name. On the lead, both name is required, both field are required. So I need to add one text box here. Okay. By the way, we have name field. We can use this name input field as well. Directly, it will help you configuring like, okay, first name, last name, middle name. But for simplicity of this demo, I am going to take text field. So here, search component, text, and you can see text, drag it here, text, label, give a label, last name, API name automatically here, you can change it as well. Now I want to mark it required, then simply required. Another one, simply go there and drag one more, company, default value, you can give, if you want some value should be pre-populated, you can choose from here. I'm going to mark it required. Cool. Last name, company, that's fine. You also want to take some additional input, maybe just for demo purpose, I'm going to take here task subject. Okay, as you mentioned, we will take input at one place and we'll create two different records, lead and task. So I'm going to take it from here itself, task subject, and done. So it's very simple. On the screen, you can drag multiple input elements from here, different type of, you can see, okay, if you have phone type, directly drag phone. If you have password, like you don't want, okay, you know, in password, what happened, text is not visible, so you can directly use that as well. And you can explore all these options, different input type we have, depends on your input data, which type of input you are going to allow your users, what they can type. If you have to display something, we have display data. You can display the display text here. We have section in beta, but as of now, let's go with this one. I have three input elements here, three text here. Done. Now, what we will do after taking input from user? So our requirement is create record, right? So let's go directly. Here you can see create record. We have taken the input here. Now drag create record because we need to create lead record. Give a name, create lead. Always suggestion is key, okay, write meaningful label. So later, if you are going to rework on your flow, then you can easily understand. Also add some description so that it will helpful for your colleagues. It will helpful for you later. What you are doing here without checking everything, you can directly in one or two sentences, you can write something, description, it's always suggested. Now, how many record we need to create? So in the flow, we have option, like we can create multiple record at the same time or one record at the same time. So in our example, we have one record only. So I'm going to choose one record. How many record? One record. We'll come back later on the multiple things. Generally, suppose on the same form, or maybe prior to that form, you are going to ask your user how many lead you need to create, and maybe you entered 3, and you are going to take 3 input 3 times, depend, or maybe on the same page, or maybe on the next page. That's different thing. But you are going to create 3 record at the same time. Then of course we need to choose multiple. But here we have only one, so I'm going to choose one record. Now you are going to create one lead. How you are going to assign the value? Means when you create lead, we have last name, we have first name, we have lots of field to assign. How you are going to take it? So use all value from record. Generally, if you have record type of variable, I'm coming on the variable part. When we have record type of variable, means while creating a new variable, new resource type equal to, we have various different type of resource here. So as of now, I am on variable. So choose variable, give API name, and here we need to choose data type. So text data type will hold some text value, number will hold number value. If you are going to choose record, then you can choose which record, maybe lead. And now if I click done, means I have one variable, I will give a name, and that variable is, the data type of that variable is record, and we assign other fields value to that record variable. Then in summarized way, if you have record type of variable, then I will choose first one, and directly I will choose that variable from here. But as of now, we don't have record variable. Forget that part. We don't have a record variable. As of now, we have separate resources. Remember, in previous screen, we have one last name, one company, different resources. So I have chosen use separate resources and little values. So now it is asking which type of record you are going to create. We are going to create new record. Which record? So our requirement is to create lead object. So here I will choose lead. And now we need to assign the everything to lead fields. Last name we are talking about. So here, remember assignment part I was talking. So that assignment was okay. Similar thing here, but this is, we are going to assign field on the lead object. Which field? Last name and value. If you click here, you can see screen component last name. And what is this? In our screen, we have added one text element, and that text element API name was last name. Okay, so we can directly choose our screen components from here. So I am going to tell my system lead last name equal to screen component last name, means a user will enter some value in that last name field, take that and assign to last name. Similarly, add field, and what? Company equal to, remember we have a screen component, company in our previous screen. Done. Yeah, so I'm going to create a lead where last name this, company equal to this. Done. The code is created. Now our requirement is to create a task record. Means again we need another record element. Similarly, drag one more and give a name, create task. Yeah, one record. Go with same approach, use separate resources, and here object is task, same as previous, And now let's see field subject. And remember, subject we are taking from task subject. I have already asked user to enter subject. So task subject, the same screen element, element on our screen. Let's add something more, and we need to relate this task with lead. So on the task, who ID, name ID, task on the task, when we need to assign contact or lead value, means when we need to create a task related to lead or contact, then we need to assign name ID. So name ID equal to value, and let's see. In the variable section, you can notice lead ID from lead. This variable was automatically given from a flow. Okay, this one. This is the name of my previous element, that was create lead. I have given name now. Create lead means in this variable, system is giving us lead ID. So I'm going to assign on the task who ID equal to newly created lead ID. Anything else you want to add? Let me go on the task, maybe on the lead. And suppose in the real time, when you are going to create one new task, then what happened? You need to enter name here, and the same thing I did now. Name here, who ID equal to this one. We enter subject. I have given subject. You can assign to. You can choose directly here assign to, and the cool thing here, you can see global variable. So I'm going to show you global variable, like these variable are already available here. So user and ID. Okay, so I'm going to assign to current user. So let's choose owner ID equal to user ID here. This is global variable, and these both are coming from. This is coming from global variable. This is coming from our newly created lead, and this is coming from screen. Done. And now simply link a start to this screen, because when the screen flow will start, then first thing you need to show your user this one. Let's add this one to create record. And as of now, for demo, let's add directly here to here. You can also, if you have some specific criteria to check here, you can check. Okay, go here only when the record is created, means when this lead ID field, means this lead ID field is not null. But yeah, go directly create lead, create task, and let's add one more screen. So simply drag screen, give a name, just label thanks, and here I want to drag one display text. Okay, and nothing, just a message. Records are created, and if you want to show the record maybe name record ID here, just for demo purpose, you can actually choose insert, which one, lead ID, and another one is, remember, task ID. Similarly, task ID from create case. So record are created, lead ID and task ID. Done. Now we can loop this one to here, save this flow, give a name, create lead and task, add description something, and save. Yeah, it's saved. Now we can directly activate this flow, and you can use this flow on our homepage as per requirement. But here is very powerful tool that called debug. Utilize this, click debug. What happened? Debug log is helpful for testing this flow. And great news is that while debugging, we can also track step by step, okay, where is the error and what is output from this element, then what is output of this element, what is happening. So let's see, I click debug, go here and go with by default, run. You can see the output of our flow. It should be like this. Last name, let's enter Prakash, let's enter company, and task subject, give a subject demo of flow. Okay, now you can see in the debug log, Om Prakash, my current login user, started the flow. Next, here is the power of the debugging thing. What happened? Screen, label last name, value is at runtime, Prakash, demo. Means if something is happening unexpected, you can track from here. You can see now all value at runtime page one. Then what happened? Create record executed with this value. Now record is created. This is you can see lead ID here. Now after that, create record, create task ID here, and finally everything is done. So you can track every step in this debugging, and our expectation is keep first screen, then create record, create another record internally, then show thanks message on the screen. So here is our message, record are created, lead ID this, task ID this, finish. Means if ID is there, means it's working properly, means our flow is working good. Now time to deploy this flow. I mean, now time to distribute this flow, right? Not deploy, distribute. So activate this. Now flow is activated. Then let me close this. Go on the home, and we wanted to see this flow on the home. So here you all know, edit page. Now here flow, drag this flow. I want above on in this section. So click here, and now you have option to choose the flow. So remember our flow name was create lead and task. Cool. Save it. Yes. Go back. And now our Salesforce user has a flow on the home page. What happened? I have not clicked saved. 1 minute. No worry. Edit page again. Flow. And now our flow is create lead and task. Cool. Save it. Activate this. Okay. So yeah, go with default, assign this, save this. Yeah, now actually activation was not happen last time. Now on the home page, directly enter from here as well. Prakash demo. Okay, something. Welcome task. Welcome. Next. Done. Created. If I go on the lead, we should have lead record here. Prakash demo. This one was, remember, on during the debugging time, and this is our real. And yeah, here is our task, demo flow, welcome. So this was very basic, very simple example key how to create some records and taking input from users and then display output here. I want to add something here because we are on the screen flow. So now just assume we have some validation rule running on the lead, and just assume ki, okay, this time that validation rule triggered and they are not allowing me to create record. What happened, right? Means now some exception occurred here, like during the record creation, this process was failed. How to handle that? So for that, I'm not going to create a validation rule here, but I'm just going to do one simple mistake here. I'm not going to assign last name. Okay. By the way, it can easily like trackable during the development of this flow itself, but still now I have removed the assignment last name. Done. Now, because this flow is already active, we need to create another flow. Save as. You can add description here. Very always suggested to please add description properly here so that you can check later key what. As of now, remove last name assignment from lead create element. That's fine. Save it. I'm directly going to activate it. Okay, you can do debugging. Activate this. Now let's refresh this one. Not this one, by the way. On the home. Okay, so cool. Already replaced, by the way. So now let me enter another demo lead. Demo, yeah, that's fine. Demo flow. Next. And now this I wanted to show you what happened. Some exception occurred. We are aware. In the create record, as of now, lead required field is missing, right? Required field is missing. So this error happened. I mentioned in the real time, like you can easily handle this here, but in real time, maybe validation rule or maybe some other region is happening and your process is going to fail. Then this is not something satisfactory message for end user. As end user, I never love this here. What is the exception, right? How it happened. So here is something very interesting. If you see this part, let me, yeah, as of now, let's this part. This is called fault. Remove this. Let me add one screen, okay? One screen. And this screen is basically when some exception will occur, then how you are going to handle that exception, how you are going to show your user that something wrong happened. So I am going to add one screen. As you know already previously, I have added some display screen. Similar thing here. Okay. Let's drag one display text and here give a label again. Error message. Okay. You know, okay, here, okay, some error happened or any message and what happened exactly. So insert resource, and if you look, remember I talked earlier about global variables. I have chosen the user ID that time. Now similarly we have flow global variable dot, if you check here, fault message. So I'm going to print the fault message here. Flow dot flow fault message. Done. And now screen going to create record going to create task, and here you can see one additional, drag this line to the screen. This is called connector. By the way, these all are called connector. So here you want additional connector. Okay, when fault happened, when something unexpected, when some exception occurred in this element, then go on this screen message. Okay, you can simply do here as well. But as of now, let's go with this one directly. Now, again, because this flow is active, so I need to save as. And now, what I did here, error, exception handling something, okay? Or given him error message, okay? Why I'm typing here? Because it needed really for real time a good practice. Display error message, save it, activate this, come back here, sorry, let's refresh, so it will load it again. Now user is using this, next, and now in comparison with previous message, this is very much helpful message. What happened? Required field is missing. It's very clear. Means directly now developer or admin can fix this. But as of for demo purpose, I have added this issue. But in real time, something else will happen. So now you know already. Okay, we should add required field here. So this demo was for fault connector for unexpected thing happening, then you can actually catch. Okay. Okay. So any question here? Anyone have? I will love discussing anything. Anyone have any discussions? Please feel free to discuss.
In chat, you have one question from Anil Kumar.
Okay, Anil is asking. Okay, Anil will cover this as well. Anyone have specific from this demo? Any questions? Please discuss. Can we easily add faults to old flows? When flows go wrong for us, we have lots of those errors and it's not nice. Can we easily add faults to old flows? Okay. So yeah, got it. So generally for old flows means here I am assuming existing flows. So yes, in our existing flow, like we can add like we need to clone a new version, we need to save a new version. If there's any questions, if something else, please discuss. So yes, we need to go on the existing flows and directly we can add from there. Like we all know, if I go to flow, flows, and suppose if I have existing flow, this one, create lead, then open, and yes, we can add the fault and we can save as. So yeah, it will work. And as I understand, the another question was this one, like section wise question. So you can go and drag the section and you can modify the column from here. So this was for how can we create two column page layout in Salesforce Flow. So this is currently here, section is in beta. You can use this section. Okay. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Mark. When to use flow instead of code and when not to use? Okay, well, so in generally, not to use flow and go for code. Yeah, very interesting question. So, like it depends on complexity level. Like which type of complexity you have. Like as general, you can see lots of thing, maximum thing is possible from flow. But now assume we have user wants like some more custom page, like they want customized page in different way with custom styles. Then of course we need to go for the lightning component, lightning web component. Again, taking input from screen, and then some complex requirement like on the real time we have to change some specific section of UI based on some input. Like I'm going to take input, like in this example, in our example I have taken some input here. Now here I want to show something, I need to process something. Then again you will go on the coding part, development part. And how this practice will develop depends on requirement to requirement. In general, user is expecting we have to create some multiple records, and they're not going to focus much on UI part. We have very good, you can see lightning standard like UI, you can go with this one. So some basic thing like when we need some more customized UI, when we have some complex process, like you are going to show something real time on the flow in different sections. And sometimes you feel okay, we are building the flow, and the flow is not enough in handling all the requirement. And requirement can be something how should I explain you in real time what happened, like when you are building lightning web component, and then as I mentioned previously okay, based on this input you need to render some specific section here, then based on that you need to move on a specific section. So in that scenario you will again go on the coding and component part. So I hope it clear, Himanshu. And now Bishant asking, can you please show me fault section in flow? Yeah, sure, Bishant. Uh, okay, answer. Thank you. So Basant, yeah, sure. I'm going to show you. This one is fault section basically. What happened here? Like if everything, if go here, let me remove this part. If now I will drag, then it is connector. Okay, but everything is connected properly, and now we need to, if you drag this connector, this is your fault one, like this is you wanted na. Okay, I hope it was answered. Not, please. Yeah, now I can see like many of you have options, so you can also unmute and you can talk. Any question? I think we are on. Yes, I think we are good. Or if you want, we can go with some sample demo in next 5 to 10 minutes with some auto record trigger as well. Totally depends on our participants and group leaders. Can we navigate to page using flow like account record? Assign. Okay, so one thing, I'm coming one moment. First question is, so default outcome is now the fault line. Only one use auto layouts. So default outcome is now the fault line. Default outcome, we can't say default outcome, but this was key. When everything is connected, you can see create record was connected to this next one, then last one we can say default, but yes, the last one is something fault one. Okay, Mark, I hope I understand properly the question. Is it possible to have multiple fault connector from one node? Okay, very good question, but I don't see that node here, right? We don't have option to drag. So only one fault connector, okay? Because see, if I remove this, then there is one node, one connector, but now it's not available. So no, we can't have multiple. Can we navigate to page using flow like Sai, I am not getting this question. Basically, what I am getting, and I want to add something here again. Navigation, like, oh, I got you. Like, yes, you can. What we can do at the, like, as I understand the question is, after record creation, you want to redirect your user on the account record, right? So yes, generally what happened, when we call the flow, like we have option to set the return URL. So now you can define okay at the end when your flow will navigate where. So yes, we can do that as well. Can we call Apex class by flow? Yes. Yeah, thank you. Vishwambar replied. Yes, we have invocable Apex. So I hope I have already somewhere on the like text. Let me see. I think I have somewhere some sample. Yeah, here is one class. 1 minute. I'm going to show you that one as well. So as Vishwambar mentioned here via Apex action. So what we need to do, generally we need to create one Apex class, and that Apex methods, generally this one, that method should be invocable method. Okay. And now this can be, if you want, I need 5 minutes. Let me create this class in my org. Okay. Let me see if it is okay to create or some error. Yeah, cool. Let me only let me remove some other classes. This one. So yeah, I think I need to remove lots of reference from here, like other classes dependency here, this one. But generally, yes, I will share this code to you. What we need to do in our method should be invocable method. And now here you can see we have request and we have response. Like in the flow, we can set sample text. We can set this variable while calling this Apex method, and we can also return the output. So yeah, in short, answer is yes, in this way. Okay, Sai, thank you. Thank you, Mark. I hope, yes, any specific question? I love discussing. And anything you want to add, anyone, please feel free to add and share some thoughts on these questions as well. Okay, so let's go and wrap up very quickly. Like if I go to the flow as mentioned, new flow, and now record triggered flow. Next, here you will notice you don't have screen section, right? But you have the same thing: create record, update record, get record. Main concern is we need to edit our node section here. I mean start section, edit. You need to define when your record will create, when this flow will run. Record is created, record is updated or updated, and then you need to define okay before record or after record, and then we'll process here, and maybe 7:15 means, yeah, I think we have 10 minutes, so we can cover one sample demo. Okay, so our, yes, someone want to say something, please go ahead.
I have you have 2 more questions in the chat.
Okay, thank you. So one is, what is the error message we need to add to the fault section? Yes. So generally, what we do, if you want your user will understand some technical message, or maybe they come back to you with some technical message like this type of message. I remember in our use case what happened, this type of message, even not much technical, but yeah, something required field is missing in real time. Maybe it can be some validation rule is failed. So in general practice, this is good one. Okay, sorry, here this one to go and add this one flow dot fault message. And again, it depends on you. Like here you can see I have this screen message, and I'm going to link this create record to this screen message, and I know I have this one link to create record. Then you can add your custom message as well here. So message is totally depends on you how you are going to redirect your user, how you are going to tell your user this something happened wrong, and they come back to you. Okay, but here is very good thing fault message will help you tracking the error what happened exactly. It is recommended to have multiple flow on the same object. So I say no, we should not go with that. When we are building a record triggered flow, then our object should be good practice. And but yes, session is per object. Like similar to our, in a process builder, we also follow the same concept. Na? We try okay, create one process builder, and we have various criteria, group criteria. So let's follow the same here as well. Okay, so I see if any question, let's discuss. And yeah, anyone want to say something, please make it interactive, because I see like good interaction is happening with us. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, so I'm coming on one simple use case. Now what I want, just when one account record will modify, then here is one account. And when account record, maybe this is my one of a common use case. Like I use like when type will, let's say technology partner, and when I save this, then I need to check if all related contacts, and let me go here. If phone number is blank on contacts, means, let me summarize, sorry. When account will modify, then you can see on this account we have two contacts, both group leaders. When account will modify, then we need to check if phone is blank. And if phone is blank, then we need to create task under the contact. Maybe say okay, send email to them and anything. But as of now, let's make it simple. When account will modify, we need to update the description of those contacts where mobile phone, or I can say phone is missing. Okay. So for this, we are going to use auto launch, I should say record triggered flow. But before that, let me see how much we are going to go. It's 7:15 HQH, means my 6. Yeah, that's cool. I will wrap up in next 5 to 10 minutes, very quickly demo. Okay. I'm not going to explain one by one everything, but just for demo purpose. I think someone who is new, we have good understanding of some basic concept from our previous demo. But here, what I'm going to do, new flow, record triggered flow, because I want when record will updated, means account will updated, then go next. So freedom, cool, edit. My requirement is record is updated. You can go with this one as well. Created updated, but my requirement is updated. This is a good call, before or after. In general, keep in mind, we'll go with before. If you have to update something on same record, which triggered this flow. Means if my requirement is key, when account is updated and update something on account itself, then go with before record, and it say it's 10x faster, means it's quick. If you are from development background, you know in trigger we use before trigger. Similarly here, before record. But here in this requirement, our requirement is to update the child contacts. So I am going with after record, means we need to update other record here. Means we need to make sure that our account is already updated successful. Then we'll go here. So done. Choose object. Our object is account. So I've given account. Now you can add criteria. Remember our criteria is account type equal to, I said, technology partner, and this one is condition. So if you're working with process builder, you are already familiar with these things. Sometimes it happens, okay, when the condition is going to match and you want to perform that action every time, or maybe when type will change to this value, then only, right? So I'm going with this only update when type was something else and now it's technology partner, then I'm going with second option. Done. Now what we need to do, we need to find contacts, right? So remember get records, I was talking last time, get records to find, and what I'm going to find contacts. Okay, get records means object. Which object? I am going to find all contacts. Contacts means I'm going to check and which contacts. So requirement is where, here you can define criteria, phone is null true. Means I only need the contacts where phone is null. That's your requirement. Now one more condition is required, and that condition is account ID, because I am not going to find all contacts. I am going to look only on those contacts which is related to this account now. So account ID equals, and value is, this is interesting, record. There is one more global variable here, record, because this flow is record triggered flow. So now which record is triggered this flow, which record was cause of this running flow. So we can access that. You can see record and account type, means I have chosen account earlier while defining the start of this flow. So account means record dot ID. Okay, so find all contacts where phone equal to phone is null, and account ID is this one, and I need all records, all contacts, then all records, and let's go with this automatically stored. Done. And now I'm coming on the loop section. Remember we talked about, okay, one by one we can take record from the collection and we can assign something. So here what we need to do, we need to assign description on each contacts. So here I need one loop for each contact. What is collection variable? Just previous one, contact from find contact, previous element name here. This is our collection variable because we are taking all contacts. And now first to last or last to first, but in this requirement, that's totally fine. Go with done. Now we need to assign. So let's drag one assignment and assign description. Okay, variable age. When you are using flow, then you can see we have one record single variable automatically given, and that is called current item from loop. Okay, dot means our collection variable is contact type, like they are giving us list of contacts, and now loop is running. So loop is giving us individual record, that's called current item. From that loop means one individual contact dot description equal. As of now, let's do hard code here, but in real time you should avoid hard coding. You can use label or yeah, for this one message thing for label, but as of now I'm going to do hard code. Okay, phone number needed, done. Cool. Now you can see we have get record, find contacts, then we have loop. One by one it will give the value, then assignment. So loop go to this assignment, and in real time always remember when we are using loop, then how it works. Like get record is giving you all elements, then it will go to loop. Loop goes to assignment. Okay, assignment, and then it should come back here. Means your loop should always close. So loop, then assignment, then come back, assignment, come back. But here it's not done yet. Let's link this as well. This one here. Here we need one more assignment. Just I'm going in some quick approach. I'm not going to show you some exception here, but what we need after this assignment, like assigning one by one, we need one container which can hold these assigned value. Okay, and that container means one variable. And which type of variable? We are dealing with list, means collection elements. So we need one collection variable. Let's go to manager section, create new resource, resource type equal to variable, give a name, all contacts, data type equal to record, object equal to contact, and we need collection variable, like because multiple elements, so allow multiple. This one done. I have created one variable. Now drag one assignment and add contacts to collection. Okay, and here variable what I created, all contacts, one collection variable. So all contacts, let's add what? This single variable for each contact. Okay, and what is this single variable? Here we assigned for each contact dot description equal to description. And now assignment, then go assignment, then go here assignment. Now come back to loop. Okay, this is properly loop, assign, then add to list, go next, go here, then take next element, assignment, it will go. And now this node is final one. When loop is over, what happened? So we need to update record. So drag update record from here, update record, update what? Contacts, and this time remember in our screen flow we shared two things. Either you are going to assign one by one. So in that demo we assign one by one, last name equal to this, contact company equal to this. Here good news is that we have the ID in a collection variable already. So I'm going with first option, means here we can actually choose record collection variable all contacts. Done. Means all contacts is holding all the contacts, and all contacts has already assigned this value here, description section, all contact description equal to this one. And now link this one here and see after last item for each and last item, this one, save this, create what is name, like not create, update accounts. Yeah, cool, save it. Now we need to activate this. Let me go back because I think the similar thing I have like I've given recently at different group. So let me deactivate that one so we can test this. Okay. So let me check. I have already the same demo. Create lead node. Update accounts we just created. And yeah, I think that was already deactivated. No worries. So now time to test. So let's go on our account. Let me update this account. This one. Technology partner. Save it. If everything good, then we can go on our contact and we can see everything good. I hope so, but let's see. Yeah, phone number needed. If I go on account, if I open another record, having more than 150 records, like more than 150 child or like contact, and if I do something, but firstly I need to change. Now come on our requirement, given something change, technology partner, save it. Let me go on our any contact randomly and let's see it should work because I followed the bulkification here. Not this one, but I hope once again I want to show something. Let me close this one. Yeah, that's cool. Counts this one. So generally, just I want to show you in the real time avoid adding DML inside loop. Generally, you can see I have added one middle assignment to avoid that quarter limits because if you are going to use your update elements inside loop means if you are directly going to maybe you are not going to use this additional assignment, you are actually going to link this like this one. Okay, this one go to here and now it come to here. So and just you are going to write this one, not this, and single sorry, not this one, but single record which one? This one, because assignment happened here. So if you are going to follow this one, then it will only work for less than 150, up to 150 record. If more than 150 record, then DML exception, climbing over the limit will hit. So you should avoid this approach. You should follow the same approach which I have followed with the bulkification, keeping in the mind. So yeah, I think I taken much time, but still that's cool. If you are learning here something, then good. Any question? Okay, yeah, thank you, Vishwa, for adding some answers. So any question? Let me check. Yeah, I think, yeah, common discussion. So thank you very much, everyone. I hope it is helpful for you. So yeah, Imtiaz, it's now totally for you. And if any question, I am around, I will keep answering. And yeah, let's move to quiz part. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining.
So this was a very interesting session, and we have learned a lot from Om. Thank you very much. As an admin, we like low code or no code, even no code. So I think Lightning Flow is the go-to thing for us. As we have learned much from Om, and I think, guys, if Om allow us, we would love to have more sessions from Om on Lightning Flow in future. If Om can arrange some time for us, and you guys want him to take another session or two on Lightning Flow.
And yeah, thank you very much, Imtiaz. We can go with some, a specific use case wise. So what I suggest, like, from Baby, you can drop one feedback form like Google form to all participants. And you can maybe ask some suggestion from them what they want to cover, maybe some specific use case they want Om show me platform event things. And as you were talking about how can we call Apex action from flow, and so we can go as for like everyone. And yeah, I love connecting in future as
Sure.
well.
I will do it. I think from our group event, I will send to all members, and I'll try to collect the feedback, and maybe we can have for some more sessions. That was a really good session. I learned a lot from it. Thank you very much, Om. I'll not take much time. If you guys have any questions, just send it to Om. He will answer by that time. Guys, we have a short quiz. We have only 5 questions for you, just to test our skills, nothing else, on process automation. So I would like everyone to join here. Guys, join here. It will take 1 minute, I think. Within 1 minute, the quiz will be over.
Basant, I can see one